Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. We're Tom and Melissa, and we sure are happy that you've joined us for our video today. Today is Sunday, so we're making a Sunday Subscriber Series video. And if you're new here, what that means is that we're using a recipe today, like we do every Sunday, that was sent to us from one of our subscribers. Today's recipe comes from Carolyn Edel in Forest City, North Carolina. Now, Carolyn sent quite a package, and inside this package is a mini book. I want you to look at all the work she went to send us recipes. All of these are handwritten. Well, guys, let me tell you, I spent my entire teaching career teaching English, among other subjects. I taught all 7 subjects, but I taught handwriting. And I can tell you, this is hours and hours and hours of work. So Carolyn, we sure do appreciate you sending us all these wonderful recipes. Let me read you just a little bit of the letter that Carolyn sent to us, and then we'll get to today's recipe. It says, "Dear Tom and Melissa, thank you so much for the YouTube videos you do. I enjoy them more than you will ever know. My mother was a good cook, but she never taught me to cook because she said I made a mess in her kitchen and should just stay away. And I still do sometimes." I'm assuming she means she still makes a mess. But hey, I do too. And I say if you're not making a mess in the kitchen, you're not doing it right. As a result, when I graduated from nursing school in 1959, I didn't know how to boil an egg or do anything else in the kitchen. I was determined to learn, and I did so by trial and error, but it has been one of my greatest joys in life. I love to cook, especially to bake, and love to share the results and the recipes with others. Doing so has become a ministry to me as well as a personal blessing from God. And I'll tell you, Carolyn, I couldn't agree more. I think sharing the gift of food is a huge ministry, and I'm so glad you said that. Many of my Christmas gifts are the result of my baking and cooking efforts. Then she goes on to say, I hope I have included a few recipes that are new to you and that you enjoy them. May God bless you, Carolyn. What a wonderful letter. Carolyn, we sure do appreciate the work you went to send these to us.
That was a treasure chest in the mailbox.
It certainly was. And I can tell you that after going through all these recipes, I had a hard time choosing just one. But I chose one that I have never heard of, and it uses an ingredient that Melissa and I hardly ever buy. Not because we don't like it, because I do, but we just rarely buy sauerkraut. And this is sauerkraut salad. Now that's unusual. I've never heard of that. Maybe some of you have, but that's a new one for me. But I'm going to tell you, everything that's in this recipe is something we love, so I think we're really going to enjoy this. Let's talk about what we're going to use to make Carolyn's sauerkraut salad. We're going to start with 3/4 cup vinegar. Now, Carolyn's recipe doesn't say if you need to use white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. I really don't think it would matter. I almost used apple cider vinegar. In fact, I got it out of the pantry and then put it back and got the white. I don't know why, but I really think either one would work. We're also going to use 1/3 cup oil, 1/3 cup water, 1 1/4 cups sugar. The next ingredient says 2 16-ounce cans of sauerkraut. Well, I was at our Mennonite store that's right up the street from us called Walnut Leaf, and I'll just tell you it's one of my very favorite stores in our entire county. And they had these beautiful jars of sauerkraut. And it's a 32-ounce jar, so it's the same as 2 16-ounce cans, and I just could not pass it up. So that's what we're using. You need 32 ounces total. Then you're going to need 1 cup of diced celery, 1 cup of diced green bell pepper, 1 cup of diced or sliced green onions. You're going to need an 8-ounce can of water chestnuts. Now, I bought the sliced ones because I think they're just easier to chop up. And it does say that you need to chop those up just a little. So I will be chopping them, and they are drained. I've already drained them. Then it says 2 tablespoons of pimentos. This is a 4-ounce jar. We won't need the entire thing, but I don't think it would hurt to put them all in there. But it does say 2 tablespoons, so that's what I'll do. And then we need 1/4 cup of grated carrot. I have already washed and peeled these. And since we only need 1/4 cup, I'm not going to drag out my crank grater. So I'm just going to use this box grater today. Now, we're going to start by making the dressing for this salad. And then after we make the dressing and get that stirred together really well, it says to do it first and let that sugar start to dissolve. Then we will wash and chop all of our vegetables. So I'm just going to start by taking a large bowl and adding our vinegar, add our oil. And I do want to get as much of that out of there as I can. Okay, we're going to add our water and our sugar. So there's 1 cup of sugar and 1/4. Now let's just stir that all together. We want that sugar to start to dissolve. Another thing about this recipe is that it does not say to drain the sauerkraut. And because it doesn't say to drain it, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave the juice that's on that and put it right in this salad with the sauerkraut. The recipe does say to drain the water chestnuts, so I'm assuming if she intended for me to drain the sauerkraut, it would have said so. So I'm going to leave that juice right there, and I think it will make this wonderful. All right, we have this stirred together, and we're just going to let it sit here and let that sugar kind of dissolve. I'll come back every few minutes and just stir it a little bit to help that sugar, but we're just going to leave it there. And we'll get started washing and chopping our vegetables. We have all of our vegetables chopped, and the recipe says for us to combine all the other ingredients in the bowl with the dressing, chill overnight before using, will keep well in the refrigerator. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to add our sauerkraut. And you know, I have a feeling this is really packed in here. So I'm going to have to dig it out of there.
I love the way this smells.
It smells so good, doesn't it?
It reminds me of the marinated vegetables we make.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? It is kind of the same dressing.
Yeah.
Of course, with the marinated vegetables, we heat the sauce, the dressing, and pour over them, right?
Right, but
yeah,
it still lasts forever in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
It has the same smell. Has the onions and the peppers. It's
yeah. And
It doesn't have the sauerkraut.
It has the same smell because it's
Vinegar.
basically vinegar and sugar and oil. So yeah, you're right. It's very similar. But this has sauerkraut. Yum. Now there's a huge piece right there. It's a huge piece of the cabbage. And I don't think anybody's gonna want that, so I'm gonna get rid of it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and stir the sauerkraut into this dressing before I add everything else. I don't guess you'd have to do that, but I just wanna break up those big clumps of sauerkraut. Get that shredded cabbage broken apart. Doesn't that look good?
It does look good.
Okay, now, 2 tablespoons of pimentos, but I'm gonna tell you, I think that's gonna be just about this whole jar.
Close.
I don't wanna waste those.
Yeah, a few extra pimentos never hurt.
That's right. And in go our water chestnuts. Everything else is in. There's the green peppers, the celery, the green onions, and don't forget those beautiful orange carrots. Now, let's just stir it all together. Make sure everything is down in that wonderful smelling dressing. Look at that.
This is going to be a really pretty dish.
Isn't that beautiful? You know, this would be great for a summer picnic or a family get-together, a reunion, family reunion, because this does not have to be refrigerated to keep from spoiling.
Right, that'll be a great thing.
There's no mayonnaise in it. There's nothing in it to really go bad. I would still keep it on some ice if I could, just because you want to serve it chilled. But you don't have to worry about this going bad if you take it to a potluck or a picnic or something like that that's outside. If your kid's baseball team has a summer picnic, this is perfect.
Very eye-appealing. I like it.
Yeah, and I just had never thought about doing something like this with sauerkraut. It's very different. Okay, now, we have to let this be refrigerated overnight. So I'm just going to put the lid on this bowl, and we're going to stick it in the refrigerator. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow when we come back to do a taste test. Yum! Our sauerkraut salad has been in the refrigerator overnight and all morning this morning. And now we're going to give it a taste. And I am going to tell you, it smells wonderful. When I took it out of the refrigerator and brought it into the kitchen and took the lid off, I thought, oh my goodness, this smells so good.
It really does. And I love the colors of it.
Oh, I do too. Look how pretty that is. And you know what? I've got a fork. I'm going to switch to a spoon because I can already tell you.
Yeah, I was thinking that's going to be a little messy.
Huh?
I was just thinking that might be a little messy with a fork.
Yeah, it is. I'll finish with a spoon.
I'm going to take a bite in a minute. I'm afraid you'll drip it on me.
Okay. I can't wait to dig into this. I love sauerkraut. I don't know why we don't have it more often. Oh my goodness.
I can
That
still hear
is
some crunch.
so delicious. You can hear the crunch, can't you?
Yes.
It's the water chestnuts. Melissa and I both love water chestnuts. They're so good in something like this because they do give it a little crunch. Man, that is delicious. Wow.
Thank you, Carolyn, for thinking of us and sending us all these recipes.
Oh my goodness. hours worth of work. I know, Carolyn, you did so much work to send those to us, and we do appreciate it. And I am so glad I chose this one to make. That's just fabulous. And I think we said yesterday in the video that this reminded us kind of our marinated vegetable recipe. That dressing is very, very similar. It does have that same dressing taste, but the sauerkraut just gives it a whole different texture. It's totally different. Man, that is really good. All right. Thank you again, Carolyn. We do appreciate it. And we appreciate you being here for our video. There's a little thumbs up right under this video. If you would click that, that would sure help us. The more people who click it, the more times YouTube will share our video. Also, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button before, we invite you to go right below the video and click it. Beside of it is a little notification bell, and if you click it, you'll see the word all. Then YouTube will notify you every time we add a new video. Also, right below the video, there's a description box, and it will say sauerkraut salad. If you'll click in that box, it will expand. Melissa always puts the written recipe there for you. Right under that written recipe is our contact information if you'd like to send in a recipe for us to consider for our Sunday subscriber series. And right under that is an Amazon link where you can purchase our cookbook if you're interested in that. We do appreciate those of you who have purchased a cookbook. At the very bottom of the page, there's a place for you to leave a comment, and we really enjoy reading your comments, and we try our best to respond to as many of those as we can. Sometimes it gets away from us a little bit, but we try our best to respond to those, and we do appreciate those of you who always leave us a comment. Thanks again for watching our video today. And again, Carolyn, we appreciate you sending in your recipe. We want you to remember that you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day.